The internationalization of one's academic career represents nowadays a key requirement for a large majority of scholars worldwide, and it's almost a prerequisite in many scientific areas. Internationalization of the curriculum is now an extensively used term. Teacher mobility is often part of academic internationalization strategies, but it is also an opportunity for academic career improvement. But what does academic or teacher mobility mean exactly? We are living in a globalized world with many increasing interconnectedness that combines economic, cultural, and social changes. Technology and social media are shortening distances among people all over the world. We can easily get in touch with the cultural differences and get used to them, sometimes even without moving too much or necessarily traveling. In academia, different factors such as English language as lingua franca and the general isomorphism, which is the tendency of an organization, also academia organization, to adopt similar practices, produced a uniform approach in different universities, even though they are located in different countries throughout the world. This isomorphism process is part of the impact of globalization and internationalization processes of higher education institutes. Another factor that impacts on this phenomenon is the research for money. Indeed, the application for research grants and funding is nowadays more delocalized. For instance, in European countries, the bigger grants are provided by the European Commission instead of a single state members. Many international cooperation frameworks are available outside EU. For instance, the Africa European Partnership is a political dialogue and cooperation tool established to improve collaboration among institutions, countries, and scientists. Not only in research, but also in the educational sector, we are observing a fading out of single state, such as in the US or Japan. The world economic crisis in 2008 marked the beginning of a significant reduction of expenditures after a previous period of constant increase of the national expenditure in education grants and student loans. From the other side, international programs such Erasmus Plus, Erasmus Mundus, and overseas exchange are more and more giving students the availability to study and improve their learning roadmap abroad. Quite apart from considering mobility or international research collaborations, universities, and with them teachers, need a personal and professional outlook which is authentic, that goes beyond the local and national perspective, accepts cultural differences, and knows something of other cultures and ways of thinking. Outgoing students mobility is mostly concentrated in US and European countries. Even though in the last 10, 20 years, the number of students outgoing also from Southeast Asia, Latin America, and Middle East countries increased enormously. However, compared to student exchange mobility, staff mobility is considerably rarer. But it is necessary to go abroad in order to be able to improve our international skills. The answer, yes, of course, could be too easy and a bit superficial. Indeed, reflecting deeply, we can find more different and quite interesting ways to improve the internationalization of the academic curriculum. Internationalization of the academic career is, of course, directly improved by exchange periods, for instance, during a research project. Teachers can improve their international collaboration either in a traditional and maybe more expensive way, such as traveling physically to join congresses, workshops, or summer schools, or in a cheaper way by showing off their abilities on dedicated official platforms. One example is the so called Find a Partner platform on the official AU website. On this portal, many partners participants from low to middle income countries can freely apply because they are automatically eligible for funding into Horizon Euratom programs. Publishing one's own research results on international, peer reviewed, and high qualified journal is the natural way for teachers and researchers to let their skills to be known from other researchers in the same or close field of research. Open access publication allow one to quickly reach a larger audience, but the cost, of course, is high. Today, it is more and more frequent to charge publication fees on a funded project budget. For instance, in Europe, the publication on Open Research Europe, that is an open access publishing platform, is free of charge for the publication of papers stemming out from Horizon 2020, Horizon Europe, or Euratom funding across all subject areas. In this way, an easy access is provided to authors with no administrative burden, automatic compliance with open access requirements, quick publication of the preprint after a set of throughout break publication checks, and a transparent peer review engaged in an open and public dialogue. This open platform for publication is, of course, providing a guarantee for researchers worldwide, even outside of EU, ensuring an objective, neutral, and impartial evaluation. This approach, being officially supported by the EU Commission, is favoring rapid open access publication, following others to build upon new ideas right away, wherever and whoever they are. It is also reducing obstacles to collaborative research, shifting the way research and researchers are evaluated by supporting research assessment more on the intrinsic value of the research rather than the venue of publication. Generally, academics are more prone to submit a well quoted journal according to H index, site score, quartile positioning, because they are more appealing for their career. In this case, fees are lower, but with the negative aspect that only who is paying the subscription fee to that specific journal can read the paper, at least during the embargo period of the specific journal. Often, we do not consider that dedicating some time on a voluntary basis to act as a reviewer or an associate editor for the same type of journal is a great experience and an easy way to have a vision of the most relevant research topics, read a lot of the papers and CVs to find the most appropriate reviewers in the case of an associated editor, and consequently, one can improve and extend his or her own network. Moreover, to get a kind of certification for the voluntary time spent working for the editorial board of a journal, today there are different internet based services, such as Pablons, that are recognizing the activity of each academic for review and editing other scientists' papers. These services are freely and easily accessible. They are usually linked to a larger publication database. For instance, in the case of Pablons, it is recently joined to Clarivate, so it is officially part of Web of Science. And those services can be provided a detailed report that can be added to the academic CV when applying, for instance, for a job or for funding. Today, building an international profile is something, even if not mandatory, warmly recommended for teachers. We have briefly discussed a few different ways to improve the international experience, either physically traveling and spending time abroad, or spending quality time at home in editorial activities, for instance, at different levels. If teachers begin to see benefit also for themselves, and if they are convinced of the importance and added value of internationalization, they can actively participate to transform the internal mindset of universities.